Bonjour! So we are back in Riverview for another renovation, and the idea is to finish that street over there. So the previous episode was that house that became two houses, so they're on the same lot, and the template one is this one, so it's the one I'm duplicating with some variation depending on the description and what's already there. And so the last one to do is this lot here, which I don't know much about it. I just know it's uninhabited, and then that's the one I'm going to tackle today. So I'll pin the previous episode on the screen and let's check it out in Edit Town. So it's Plum Place, 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathroom, 20 by 30, the only unoccupied house on Riverview's Flower Row. Plum Place is historic yet livable, with ample gardens in which to show off a green thumb. Okay, so again, turn toward the fact that there is an area where the SIMS can garden, so we'll see how to do that. I'm going to add a building and remove what looks like another garage here. So let's have a closer look. So there is a decorative plum tree here and another one here. It changes a bit from the sakura trees over there. Okay, so I suppose that's one of the possible gardening area here. So there are already plants there. But I'll remove that so that it looks, just like the other ones with a front lawn. There is a second patch over there. There aren't actually harvestable plants here, but it's possible to add some. And 2 other plum trees. The back porch over there. Okay, let's have a look at the garage. So I'll get rid of this one and I'll have a second house here. What I'm hesitating a bit about is having it close to the street. So what I did before is that here I didn't have much room because I needed space wherever. Oh yeah, here I had some more space. So don't remember exactly. Maybe there are 2 tiles also there. And so this one is only 2 wide and this one is 3 wide. So I would go 3 wide so that it's the same as the one on the opposite side of the street. So there is a bit of a symmetry there. But if I do that, it's going to be 1, 2, 3 here and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, there is one. So it's going to be very close to the edge here. We'll see. I'm not sure about that. Okay, so the front. I think it's a bit more like, closer to the street than the other ones. It looks like it. I'm not sure. I'll try to keep that footprint because I'm going to get rid of the balcony here, a bit like what I did next door. And so here I'll go with the columns. So that's the front of the front porch. Ooh, and they are not at the same. Yeah, they are not at the same level. Yeah, this one is more forward than this one. I'll push it back a tad so that the front porch is just below that, what I'm going to call an add-on. The template for the whole street is this one here. And for this one, for instance, I'm imagining that there has been a room added on the 2nd floor. So I'm going to go with the same scenario here. But instead of having a sunroom that is 1 floor below, it's going to be whatever room it is. I think it's a room. I think it's a bedroom. From what I've seen, it is a bedroom. Okay. So let's go back downstairs. So there is a huge front porch. So I'm going to keep it as big as here. And then there is a living room, not a dining room, just a living room here with a desk. So for the windows and doors, I'll go with the same as these ones here. And for the brick, whitish for this one, I might go like a bit darker on the second house. We'll see. So the stairs here, good. and oh, there is a big bay window. So it depends on how it's going to go, but the layout, I'm thinking I don't need the windows on the side, or maybe for the bathroom here, but I'll have windows there, and maybe move a bit the door. What I'm going to do, I think, for the back porch, so I'm trying to go with what's already there. So for instance, over there was a chimney, so I kept it. The back of the houses, they are different depending on what lot we are on. So this one is going also to be different. And you know what, I'm thinking a back porch, maybe remove like the square here, a back door, and maybe have the stairs there, because I don't know yet. The backyard's not going to be that big because it's quite a long house. It's just as long as the other ones. So the second house will be just as long. So where do you have what's in the description that there is plenty of space for a potential garden. So I'll have it very open. I don't think I'll fence it in, really. So that was the first floor. So it's basically the same layout as the other ones. Main room in the front here and the kitchen in the back. I'm thinking open space for a family. Yeah, there are 2 bedrooms. Ooh, that's a long bathroom. So we don't need it to be that big. And it's good because I'm going to have an access leading to the rooftop, just like for the other ones. Ooh, what is that? Oh, yeah, that's special. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Yeah, I don't really get it. So I'm thinking right now that I'll remove it. That's the plan, and then I'll mirror it. I mirror that house to have a duplicate next door, sort of. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's start on this one. Okay, so building first, so just like for the other 2 lots on the street, I started with that and made the second house next to this one. So I wasn't sure because so both houses here are actually closer to the front of the lot than the other ones on the street, so that they should be about 1 tile bigger than the other ones, because they're not farther from the back of the lot. So they should be the same size if they were like exactly if they would stop at the same place, but they are a bit closer to the road. So I think they are a tad bigger. And yeah, another thing I've done is like I tried to keep for each house I've made over here the original brick color. So here it was white. It's a bit less white, a bit less bright, and but still whitish. And the other ones, the ones I've built for the NPCs, it's grey. It's dark grey, I think. I settled on a dark one. Yeah, and for that second house, so I tried to recreate the same layout, so it's just as big as the original one, but I made it a bit close to the street on the side. And it's not really such a great idea because it doesn't do anything in my game, but I'm a bit worried that in someone else's game, if it's placed, you know, when you export it and then you place it either here on that lot or on another lot, the things I've put too close to the streets, they are going to go awry. So, for instance, here the chimney, so I had some difficulties there because, and even more so because I've used constant floor elevation on that lot. So it was a bit more difficult to place, but yeah, I used NRAS debug enabler to have it at the right height. But yeah, I'm thinking if it's placed back on another lot, it's going to go, that the chimney might go off the grid. You know, I don't know how it's going to behave, but it has happened sometimes with windows. For instance, they move if they are too close to the edge of the lot. They might go one floor above and look very weird. But it's easy to place back when you know the cheats. But yeah, so you need move objects on at least to move them back. And this one might need NRAS debug enabler, because I did use it for to place it originally. So yeah. Okay, so the house. So it's uninhabited, so I could do a bit what I wanted with the inside, with interior here. So the first thing I did was to push back the wall that was like dividing the space between the living room, which was too small, and the kitchen, which was very big. It's still a rather large kitchen, and I've tried to make it a space that is easily navigable, so that the SIMS can go, that there can be the whole family downstairs, and they are not going to bump into each other, you know. So that was the idea with the layout. And I wanted a sort of a dining room corner, because it was, but I didn't want it to be a separate room. Like, I didn't want the room because if I did so, the whole layout would be a bit too squeezed in, you know, to not that practical for a family to really live in. And so that's why I removed, I moved the wall so that the whole living room is bigger, and kitchen still big, and then the bathroom downstairs, so the half bathroom, is one tile smaller, well, two, but you know, I did a kind of a bump for the kitchen where at first I wanted to have like a laundry room there, but I changed my mind and instead I used that bump to have the stove there. And there is a corner in the kitchen where I've put the washing machine, but there is no dryer. I don't think I've put any in any of those lots, but there is a clothesline in the yard. So then the furnishing inside. So I went with the idea of having, when I was doing the front porch, I placed a stroller there. So I went with, okay, it's a young family. It has been renovated for a young family. So that's also why I went with the wallpapers there and tried to modernize a bit the interior so that it would fit a young family with a toddler or a baby and maybe an older kid. I've actually play tested the house with a family from the family bin. I don't remember their last name. I remember I think the kid's name was Toffer. It's grandparents, their daughter, and her toddler, a son, a toddler, yeah. And well, so I was happy because I wasn't sure for some of the items I've placed. For instance, I've placed 2 potties for the toddler in both bathrooms. So there is a half bathroom downstairs and a full bathroom upstairs, and in each there is a potty, and I play tested them. They could potty train the toddler there, so that worked. So for the furnishing in general, the difficulty there was, like, as usual, because I don't know who's going to live there. So I tried to keep it neutral in a way. So nothing too obvious, let's say, except that it's obviously for a family. And but yeah, I suppose if you don't want a baby there, stuff can be removed easily. My main concern, let's say, when I was doing it, was mostly to have a space that was at the same time, like, it does look like a townhouse where there is not that much space to spare, but it's also a space that can host the whole family. I think something like that. So that's what I went for. So for the kitchen, for the layout, I really wanted something where when someone is, for instance, washing the dishes, someone else can be cooking and someone else can be feeding the baby or doing the laundry, so there is a laundry corner. The shelves on the side is supposed to be an iron board, but yeah, it's not. So it's just I had some room here and I was like, oh, that could be like something a bit different, and that's why I put that there. And I'd done that in another house, but it was a grand house. So here I was like it's a tiny corner, but maybe it can sort of dress it up a bit so that it looks a bit. Yeah, I'm trying to do different. I do like to do kitchens and bathrooms. They are my favorite rooms to decorate, but not always easy to find some clutter to make it more lived in. And so yeah, so what I usually do is I try to have some sort of original flooring, even more in an older house. So this one is supposed to be a bit of a historic house also, so I try to keep the vintage look when I could. So mostly for the flooring, I did that also with the main bathroom upstairs. The floor was something and at first I wanted to keep the walls also a bit like that, but it was a bit much and I had already worked on it a bit so that I kept only one main color, which was green, but it was a bit too green. So I've spent some time in that bathroom trying to find the right balance between. I really wanted to keep the flooring there and have that pattern there, but it's quite a bold one, so it's not easy to balance it out with a more neutral wall that doesn't look too empty either. So yeah, I spent quite some time in that bathroom. Also, I reused that painting from Seasons, so that's one of the hidden swatches. There are 2 more images available if you have them unlocked with a mod. And yeah, that maybe was a painting I've used the most in bathrooms. At the same time, there are not that many paintings in the game, and some of them are. Some of them I still haven't used. The ones from the Decade expansion pack, you know, they're very 80s looking, some of them, like very. So maybe if I do 1980s house, but at the same time, I don't know how I would place them. I haven't done so in that house. I might have used. Have I used things from that pack? I'll try and think because in the other ones I've used at least the potted plant, which is hanging plant, but I don't think I've used it here. So the big chairs, the armchairs I've used there are from, I'm going to say, it's not Town Life. I'm thinking it might be from, oh yeah, no, they are from Town Life, those chairs. Yeah, so I've used almost all of my stuff packs except for Diesel. I don't think I've used the 70s, 80s, 90s one, and the movie stuff pack. I haven't used this one either here for that house. The 70s, 80s, 90s one, that's the one I'm never 100% sure, because there are a few items that I do use easily, like the hanging plant. But yeah, so that was the parents' bedroom, which was big enough to have a built-in dresser there, and there's also one in the kids' bedroom where I've tried to use a chair there that I never know how to use, and then I removed it. So that's the bunny one here. It's from Showtime, but it's one of those hidden objects that you only get if you have a mod, and or if you use SIMS, I think. I've never used it, so I don't really know. But yeah, so that chair, I never know how to use it, and I moved it there because I couldn't. So I replaced it by a beanbag chair. I think it's because I was a bit put off by the built-in lights in the bunny's ears in that chair, but I don't think I've used it in a residential lot before. I might have used it in an arcade because it looks more at home there, but yeah. So I tried to do a small corner, to divide the room into two parts, two corners. One is more for a baby or a toddler, and the other one for a kid. And the one for the baby, I went with a bunny, soft-colored bunny theme there. And for the kids, is there a theme there? Not really. It's a mix, because I used the poster with the shark, and so it went a bit nautical, but not that much. And also I used that Yeti thingy as a side table, and I don't really know for whom I am decorating, so I've tried to keep it not neutral, but there are different themes there that could fit different types of kids, I suppose, and it's not like glaringly one main theme. So yeah, that's the running theme for that house. I wanted to keep it vague, since I don't know who is living there. For the rooftop, I went with a second gardening area. So I put a lot of planters there so that could fit the description where it said that there is a possibility of gardening. And what was it? Something like vast gardens where you can show off green thumb or something like that. So not really. It's not only vast gardens, but not two spots, and also one more, or it can be a pretend one. Like I haven't closed off the backyard so that it looks as if there could be more there, or it's bigger than it is really. But yeah, also did so that's the next door rooftop, and also did on the main rooftop a small gym corner if they want to work out there. There is not a radio, a stereo. Also added a few bikes, and the last two cherry trees to close up the line there. So, overview of the lot with lot next door is for NPCs. So there is here you can ring the bell once there is someone living there. There is nobody living there for now. The livable house, here it is. So there's not really a backyard per se. It's not fenced in, so it's over there. The lot goes up to there, I think. There are possibilities to garden on the lot. So there is a garden patch here, the front porch here, and then the main room over there. It's bigger, so the wall used to be there. Access to a half bathroom, and then the kitchen with a laundry corner over there. Then taking the stairs, there is a landing area over there, and then the main landing corridor here. A kid's bedroom, and then there is a small bathroom, and then here the main bedroom with a big closet area. Then back in the corridor here, the small corner over there is for the ladder leading to the rooftop corner, where there is another possibility to garden over there with planters. So that's it for that lot and for the whole row. So let's have a view of the street like that. Here we go. All done for that street. Next time in Riverview, I've already started another lot in Riverview. So next time in Riverview is going to be in a few weeks. It's not there, but I'm thinking I might come back to that main island in the future, because there are a few lots that caught my eye and I'd like to do something there. We'll see. But that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. À bientôt.